If you want to edit, build and aim like this in the new Fortnite season, you are in the right place, because in this video I'll show you all of the best controller settings you need to know. Fortnite also added a whole new section of keybinds, so make sure you keep on watching so you don't miss out. I'm gonna go over all of these settings in Fortnite, but if there are some sections that you don't need help with, you can use the timestamps in the video. Also, if you find this video helpful, please don't forget to use my code in the item shop and also drop a like and subscribe. But let's get straight into it. Starting off with your display settings, you want to have your brightness at 100% and your user interface contrast at 1x. You don't want to be using any colorblind modes since they are not giving you any benefit this season. In your audio settings, there are three very important settings. First one being your main, you want to have this all the way up. Next one being your sound effects, this one has to also be all the way up. And the third one being visualize sound effects, this has to be on. Also, one extra tip to save your ears, please drop your voice chat to around 15% or so. People are screaming in their mics and that can actually damage your ears, so put that down please. Then we got your game options, and this is really important. You want to set your matchmaking region to wherever you're from. So I'm from Europe, so I keep mine on EU, of course. If you don't know where you're from exactly, you can see which one of these has the lowest MS. For me, it's Europe again, so that's where I keep mine. This way you get the lowest ping possible. Then we're coming down to movement, and these are also important. Keep your toggle sprint off, auto open doors on, mantle activation and hurdle activation on hold and press. If you have these on hold forward, you're going to be mantling all over the place without you even meaning to do it, so make sure they're on hold and press. Moving down to combat controls, none of these really matter. You can just copy mine if you want, but what really matters is the preferred item slots. Let me show you exactly what I mean. So when you go on here, what this basically means is where your guns automatically place when you pick them up in game. And the reason this is important is because you don't have to waste as much time setting your loadout. And also another really big thing here is having your shotgun as your loadout slot 1. That is a must, because when you take someone's wall and you get it, you of course want to hit your enemy, right? Well, if you don't have your shotgun as your loadout slot 1, you have to waste time on switching to your shotgun, and that's going to give the enemy a lot more time to escape your box. The rest are also pretty important. It's good to have your SMG as your loadout slot 2 and your AR as your loadout slot 5. Loadout slot 3 and 4 are not as important, but here's how I keep mine, and I recommend that. Next, we have your building options, and hear me out here. Reset building choice doesn't really matter, but I have it on. Now, disable pre-edit option, you want to have this off actually. When you have this setting on, it gives you a massive edit delay. It's a lot harder to do triple edits and stuff, so if you've been struggling with that, this setting might be the reason why. Make sure you have this off. Turbo building obviously on, and auto confirm edits, I actually have fell in love with this setting. As you guys can see from the clip playing right now, my edit speed is pretty nice. When you have this setting on, it means that you don't have to confirm your edits, which means that you have to press less buttons to do an edit. That's why all of the fastest editors use this setting, and I highly recommend you to have it on both as well. Now, in extra game options, there's three really important settings again. So make sure you have your tap to search and interact on. This means that when you open a chest or revive a teammate, you don't have to actually hold down your revive button. You can just tap it and it'll do the revive for you. Next, we have your FOV minimum and maximum, and you want to copy mine here. This only affects your FOV when you're sprinting, sliding, or gliding in the game. So it's not a huge loss if you mess these settings up, but you want to copy mine, of course. Turn all of your replays off to make your game run smoother. Now, in your game UI or HUD settings, there's a couple really important settings. Obviously, you want to have your reticle on. Reticle ammo indicator just shows the ammo right next to your crosshair. I personally keep this off because I just don't like how it looks. I keep my damage numbers on list. Now, my reticle damage feedback is on hit only. Damage numbers scale all the way up so that you can actually see how much damage you're doing to your enemies. I believe your HUD scale is normally set to like 77%, but you definitely want to put this down to around 60% because a too big of a HUD can be on the way when you're trying to kill your enemies, like your map and gun. So make sure you tune this down a little bit. Now, this one is a tip I've never seen anyone talk about, but you can actually turn off your spectator count. When you turn this off, you can't see if someone is spectating you. Some people play better when there's people spectating them, but some tend to get a little nervous, and I'm not gonna lie, I hate when people are spectating me. That's why I keep my spectators off. The rest of these settings should automatically be on, except for net debug stats, which you want to turn on. This shows your ping in game, and you definitely want to keep an eye on your ping every now and then, so make sure you turn this on. Now, make sure you have your gyro options completely off. Now, this is gonna sound really weird, but actually your mouse sensitivity affects your controller sensitivity. I tried this on a video before, and I don't know why, but it actually felt different in game when I was trying different mouse sensitivities, and the one that I found was the best is this one right here, so just 1%. So make sure you turn this all the way low. And again, I know this sounds dumb, but I don't know why that works. Now, the controller options are obviously the most important, and you want to copy everything that I have here. The controller auto run, you can keep this off. Build immediately, definitely on. It places your builds a lot faster. Edit hold time all the way low. Slide hold time around 0.150. Reset camera access on pitch. Reset camera time 0.100, and vibration definitely off. Vibration gives you input delay, and we do not want that. Quick weapon beta. Some people actually like playing with this, but there's literally zero controller pros who use this, and obviously the pros know the game the best, so make sure you have this setting off. Now, what are the best sensitivity settings? What I have right here is definitely the best for me. This might not be the best for you. It's definitely on the higher side, and this may be difficult for you to control. That's why I'm giving you two different options. The first one was my sensitivity, and the second one here is the Controller Pro Moneymaker settings. I've tried them many times on a video before, and even as a high sensitivity player, I actually love these. They're a lot on the lower side, but they make aiming so much easier. Also, your edits and piece control feels super nice with this. So you can try either this one or my one and see which one you like better. Let me know down in the comments. Now, the rest of these settings that I'm gonna go over apply to both of the sensitivities I just showed you guys. So ADS look horizontal and vertical, 8%, no boost used whatsoever. Look dampening time 0, look input curve linear, and aim assist strength at 100%. Dead zones should be as low as possible. For my controller, 8% is the lowest. If you get stick drift with 8%, then make sure you turn this up a little bit. Enable foot controller setting off, and the last setting here is on. Now for the controller binds, I'm only gonna go over the most important ones. So let's start with the new controller binds they added this season. So you wanna come down all the way here until you find flying. So you can actually fly in the game now, and these are the default binds, and I actually found these the best. So even though they added a whole new section for these binds here, you don't actually have to touch them at all. Now I'm gonna show you the rest of the super important binds that every single one of you guys have to have right. So the three most important binds are your jump, edit, and switch mode. And the most important thing about these settings is that you have to set them in a way where you never have to take your thumbs off the joysticks to press them. So I play claw, which means that I press my face buttons with my index fingers. As I play claw, it means that I never have to take my thumbs off the joystick. So if you play claw, you can copy my binds. I will show them soon. But most of you guys are probably not going to be playing claw. So for the rest of you guys, I recommend having your jump on L3, switch mode on R3, and your edit building bind on touchpad. If you play on Xbox and you don't have a touchpad, then honestly, I recommend buying paddles or just learning claw. If you want to learn how to play claw, then go check out the video that pops up on the screen right now. Now in your editing binds, there are more than just edit building. You also have your select and reset button, and even confirm if you don't play with confirm edit on release. But I play on it like I showed you on the video, so I don't even have a confirm button. Reason why I put my select and reset buttons on my L1 and R2 is because my hands are always resting on these buttons, and it's really easy for me to press these. And that's what I recommend for all of you guys as well. They don't have to be exactly like mine, but you should definitely keep them on the bumpers and triggers of the controller. Now I'm gonna show you guys one extra setting right here that not a lot of people know about. This is actually used by many pros like G Money, just to name one, and it is this bind right here, switch mode / edit. Now what this does is it reduces your input delay when you're editing, and this is really easy to set up. You just want to bind this to a button that you never use. For me, it is down on my D-pad, and for you guys, it's mostly going to be on your D-pad as well. If you're already using your D-pad for emotes and maps, etc., then you might have to get rid of one. So that I was able to bind this somewhere, I had to get rid of my emote, so I cannot even emote in the game. But it is honestly worth it for me to remove my emotes in order to have this binded. So bind this to any button on your controller that you never press, and then just leave it there. You do not want to press this button, you just want to bind it. Now for the ones that want to know my exact binds, I'm gonna show them right now. So you can just copy these if you play claw. If you don't play claw, then definitely do not copy this. Now that's all of the info that I can give you on the controller binds. For the rest of these, you either want to copy mine like I just showed you if you play claw, but if you don't play claw, then you want to figure out your own binds. If you just follow the advice that I just gave you, then you're gonna be good with the rest of these binds, since I already showed you the most important ones. Now the last section is your account, but you don't need to worry about this. Just leave it as it is. If this video helped you, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also use my code in the item shop. It's Dymbz. YouTube thinks that you'd love this video on the screen right now, so if I was you, I would just click on it and see how it is. See you there.